Damien Hirst, artist and entrepreneur, has become an art world phenomenon, the household name of contemporary British art. As crowds flocked to the first full UK retrospective of his work at Tate Modern in London, his signature spot paintings, spin paintings, and animals in formaldehyde are the centre of intense interest. There's always controversy around Hirst. Is he an important artist of our time, assured a place in art history for such startlingly original and deeply felt works as his shark in formaldehyde, called The Physical Impossibility of Death in the Mind of Someone Living? Or is he merely a showman, whose biggest stunt to date has been the creation of a skull studded with diamonds, made in 2007 and priced at £50 million, which famously didn't sell, except to a consortium of investors that included the artist himself? Like few artists before, the 46-year-old Hirst is his own impresario, manager of a powerful brand identity that has made his name synonymous with art world money and glamour. The richest living British artist, he is happy to describe himself as an entrepreneur. Teams of workers in several studios produce the spot paintings and spin paintings and much of the other work, while Hirst himself is restoring Toddington Manor in Gloucestershire as a museum for his whole collection. From the start, Hirst showed his talents as a creator of art world events, when, in 1988, he curated an exhibition entitled Freeze that launched the careers of 16 of his fellow students at Goldsmiths College, and established the Young British Artists, or YBAs, as important new talents. Just 2 years later, Charles Saatchi bought Hirst's first major animal installation, called 1,000 Years. More such animals emphasise the themes of life and death in his work, from Away from the Flock, made in 1994, to the huge works of 2008, which included The Golden Calf, a white bullock with golden horns and hooves that set Hirst's auction record of more than £10 million. Through his career, Hirst's attitude towards death has changed and darkened, from the youthful larky images of him lying in a huge tub of cigarette butts to later much darker images and his abiding obsession with skulls. As the leader of the YBA pack, Hirst went on to make work whose shock tactics were as impressive as their originality. Mother and Child Divided, a bisected cow and calf in formaldehyde, caused protests when it was first shown at Tate in 1993, and again in 1995 when Hirst won the Turner Prize. The Sensation exhibition at the Royal Academy in 1997 has become a landmark in British contemporary art, and at the time it divided critics and audiences alike, especially over Hirst. 2007 marked the start of 2 extraordinary years for Hirst. His show Beyond Belief included the famous diamond skull, which is entitled For the Love of God. Such religious references abound in his work, from the cathedral-like windows composed of butterflies' wings to the half-eviscerated marble angels. In 2008, Hirst pulled his greatest stunt. A show and auction at Sotheby's in London, called Beautiful Inside My Head Forever, raised £111 million for 206 items. It broke all records, including that of the largest sale for a single artist, and it was highly unusual for an artist to deal directly with an auction house. Inevitably, the show also evoked accusations that Hirst's own dealers were the main buyers, thereby bringing the work in a neat circle, but it marked the high point of the contemporary art market bubble of the moment. And then it was over. The very day of the Sotheby's sale saw the collapse of Lehman Brothers and the onset of the global financial crisis that caused the art market to drop like a stone. Hirst's prices went rapidly down and have hardly recovered since. Many experts blame the overproduction of Hirst's later work, his spot paintings in particular, for the lower values that it recently has fetched, although the early artworks continue to hold strong. After 2008, Hirst changed tack dramatically. He started showing paintings he had done himself in a style derivative of his hero Francis Bacon. No Love Lost, his show of these paintings at the Wallace Collection in London in 2009, received what one commentator called one of the most unanimously negative responses to any exhibition in living memory. Tate's new show takes the high road, presenting a careful and beautifully chosen selection of the very best of Hirst, with such lyrical pieces as a room full of living, hatching exotic butterflies, or a white dove apparently fluttering inside its formaldehyde cage. And, appropriately for the showman entrepreneur that is Hirst, there's a very good shop.